God is Elohim. Let's attempt an elementary overview of what the Bible reveals as to the use of the divine names. First, the first name used of deity in the Bible. That name is used 35 consecutive times in the beginning of Genesis before another name occurs. Which name is used exclusively in the creation account? Elohim. And herein is the clue we need as to why it is used and why exclusively. Elohim is God in his power, God in his transcendence, God in contrast to his creation and apart from it. But Genesis records that mankind lost the knowledge of one true God, transcending and apart from creation. Polytheism became the religious norm. What is polytheism? It's the belief that there are multiple powers or gods, each having a personal domain. This was the religious state of things when the Bible began to be written about 3,500 years ago, in the days of Moses. In fact, polytheism was the multicultural norm even for millennia before Moses, when the patriarchs wandered the ancient East around 2000 BC. El Elyon and henotheism. At that time, a few had reached an intermediate stage in the ascent from pagan polytheism to monotheism. That step was called henotheism, a belief that there may be many gods, but one of them deserves to be called El Elyon, God Most High, or Most High God. For the name Elohim is actually a plural in Hebrew, and came therefore to be used of pagan deities as well. Hence its short form, El, with the descriptive Elyon attached, was used to distinguish the highest God from other gods. But this belief in God Most High is not clearly monotheism. The name Elohim and its variant El Elyon, while two necessary steps to a knowledge of the true God, do not clearly break with pagan polytheism. They still leave the possibility that the universe is actually a multiverse, divided among several, even many, rival deities, each of whom has his own or her own people and own land or domain. Each deity, in this tolerant stage of human speculation, has specific gifts and attributes which other deities do not. This is the lure of polytheism, the very reason for its nearly universal popularity in those millennia. The God you call upon has sufficient of what you want. If he or she does not, shop elsewhere. Call upon another name. No God has exclusive claim. You choose. All names had magic power, and only by calling on the name could that power be released on your behalf. So, ritual magic and pagan polytheism were from the beginning inseparable. And here is where we encounter the third step upward from paganism. When God meets Abram, he lives in polytheistic Canaan. In Canaan, the supreme god is El, though Baal is the most popular deity. And Baal and El had female counterparts, and sex, and children, gods made in our image. How could the true God be distinguished from these very human deities? Add to this theological dilemma a very human one. Even 25 years after God promises Abraham he will be father of a great nation, he has no son by his one wife Sarai. Is even the Most High God not sufficient for all things? Do we not think that Abram and Sarai are tempted to call upon the names of the local fertility gods? In the next segment, we'll add a new name for God to the already revealed names Elohim and El Elyon. We will add El Shaddai.